Welcome to the Yerky Boys. May the Kandrona shine and strengthen you. My name is Will.
My name is Jonathan.
And we've got a third person.
Hello there, I am K.A. Applegate.
K.A.
And we are the Yerky Boys. K.A., you're supposed to say it in unison with us.
The Yerky Boys.
You're also supposed to say my name. You know how you wrote those books and they all start with my name is? That's like sort of the gimmick.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's fine. You're new to the podcast world.
My name is K.A. Applegate.
By the way, I've got some because I know
Yerky Boys.
You're new. That's good.
As the listeners can tell, we still have K.A. Applegate here with us. We haven't put her back with the time matrix yet.
Right. Well, we put her in there to recharge. She's back out now. She's refreshed. She shouldn't be malfunctioning.
You can go in the time matrix?
Yeah, it's like she can.
They gave me Oreos.
Okay, so like Elfangor probably just didn't find the hatch, right?
Exactly.
She knows how it works. She invented it.
That makes sense.
Yes.
This is a Dark Tower thing. Anyway.
What do you think about the Dark Tower, K.A.?
Is that out?
Yeah, some of it is.
Yeah, I don't think 5 and forward is yet. But
well, I mean, I already said I like Stephen King, right? He's not a hack at all.
I don't know what this rivalry is between K.A. and Stephen King. But anyway, I was going to say, too, we're talking about, you're new to podcasting. I have some I want to recommend. I'm going to give to you to go home in with that I think you'll like. Oh. There's a guy named Joe Rogan. And let's just say he has some good ideas and some stuff that I think not a lot of people are talking about back in your time that you'll appreciate.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think she'll be happy with that. You'll be happy with that, K.A.
For people who don't know, hopefully you got to listen to our first Anibase episode, but we are here to read through some Q&As from the old Anibase from the 90s, but the K.A. we took from the Time Matrix, as we said, is here to assist and kind of help us through the questions and answers.
Right. So she'll give additional context with regards to all of these and also read what she wrote back in the day.
And we're just going to get right the F into it.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited for this first question, K.A.?
So excited.
Okay.
By the way, F stands for fuck.
We have children listening.
Well, that's why I didn't want them to think it was something worse.
Fair enough.
Excuse you. All right. So our first question here. Hello, K.A. I am Terenia Rerin Shamtul.
Oh.
At least online I am. Normally I go by Jesse. No last name. None. Sorry. You know the deal. Mm-hmm. I love to read your books. I love to write new versions or my own animal books. My favorites are number 4, number 17, and number 18. I have a few questions, though. When's it going to be winter? I mean, come on. We know it gets cold and snows in winter. Marco said so in number 4, so when's it coming? Another thing, are you going to make a Visser's Chronicles? Plus, did you copy the books of Metamorphs and Parasites? There's a rumor going around that you're a big copycat. Last thing, what do you do when you get writer's block? Your number 1 fan, Jesse.
Should we, I guess we'll let you answer and then we'll talk about this question.
Okay. Well, bitch. I mean,
getting heated.
Well, Jesse. I've never read Metamorphs and Parasites, but I freely confess to using TV shows and movies for inspiration. The biggest example is probably the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is like the original secret alien invasion story. I suspect I also pick up ideas from the Star Trek universe. It's never deliberate, but how can you avoid it? They've done every science fiction storyline there is. As for winter, I'd love to do winter, but if I did, then people would say, aha! The secret location must not be in Southern California or Florida or Texas. So maybe I just refuse to give accurate weather clues in order to outwit the Yerks. I don't get writer's block. Never have. I think that's a luxury people can have when they don't have a deadline every month. Thank you for your question.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Shots weirdly fired at people who get writer's block.
Yeah, we're getting some... this is turning into a war zone, this question.
I mean, okay. I like this asker because they're clearly they're a type. They get into it. Mm-hmm. This is like I am, My name is
Raven, Darkness, Dementia Way.
Right. Thank you, K.A.
I don't know.
This is the late 90s. The internet's around. People are like that now.
Right. That's
you
the
get
new Andalite in your next book, I think, Raven, Darkness.
Dementia,
Yeah.
Ebony Way.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we? I need to go through this piece by piece. I wish. Yeah, I need this.
Yeah, go look. Take a look at it.
Okay, what the fuck is Metamorphs and Parasites? Is that a book? Someone Google this. K.A., can you please Google this for us?
She's in the time between these episodes. K has kind of become an expert at using the internet here.
I love the gall of this person to say, I love your books. I'm your number one fan. Are you a fucking hack who ripped someone off?
I can't find anything except for science articles.
No idea.
It would help if they gave an author.
It's in quotes, right? So it is a title of something.
No, actually.
Oh, it's not.
She just says.
Oh, in her answer,
and she
it
says
is.
in the books, so those might be two different series: Metamorphs, Parasites.
Let me find out.
Metamorphs.
But when in your answer, K. Applegate, it says quote Metamorphs and Parasites unquote. But I don't know if that's.
We don't know.
There is a Metamorph series, but it came out much later, I believe.
Weird. This is strange. I don't know if that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Some of this could be the effects of us fucking with the time stream.
That's true. Maybe we undid those books.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
Well, if that's the case, maybe you were copying off them in a previous variant.
K.A. might have used the time matrix to delete those books. And
shit. Maybe is that what you were doing with the time matrix when we found you?
It's a secret.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It's a number 9, the secret. All right. What else was it? There was something else in that question.
Like the name. Oh, stuff about winter.
Oh, yeah.
Location.
First of all, this person sounds like they should be reading Song of Ice and Fire because they keep asking when's winter coming.
Right.
Which probably the first one of those books is out now too.
I don't know.
I think it was out by the late 90s.
Sure.
At least one.
Why not?
Yeah. But I would love, that's true. Yeah, they're clearly in California. Okay, you don't have to confirm or deny, but look, we know.
Yeah. We just like to say things on this podcast, and if they turn out not to be true, that's on the listener.
But I would love an Animorphs holiday special. I want the Animorphs in the snow, or at least they could like go to another planet that's snowy. There hasn't been any snow in this series so far.
Yeah, now you said here that you can't say it because if you did winter, it would prove they weren't in Southern California or Florida or Texas. But if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I would say that they are in Southern California. So I'm wondering if this is maybe to throw someone off the scent here, you know?
Well, it's exactly like I said. I need to outwit the Yerks.
Right.
Pretty
good.
The Yerky boys, us ourselves here.
Most places in the United States do have snow. There's really not as many where it doesn't really snow, right?
Right.
So it kind of narrows it down more if it doesn't snow.
Yeah. I mean, unless it doesn't snow, in which case you just can't talk about it.
Or maybe there's snow in the background and these kids are just like not mentioning it.
Yeah. I do like your idea of the Animorphs Christmas special, though. You should be taking notes on this here.
On the first day of Christmas, Elfangor gave to me one Escafil device.
Beautiful.
That's really good.
For our Christmas special, we'll flesh this out.
If you make a full song, I will sing it.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Wow, this is wow.
Yeah, and now K.A.
That's on record.
Yeah, this is a dangerous proposition because John here is a very famous song parodist in the modern age. He's the Weird Al of our time, really.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by what I said.
All right. I'm ready for the next question.
Yeah. All right. So this next one, a little bit less to dig into, but Aleandria says, since Ax can combine different morphs together, I think it would be cool if the Animorphs could combine different morphs too. When the Yerks are in the Yerk pool, how do they know when their host... They would be cool if the Animorphs could combine different morphs too. When the Yerks are in the Yerk pool, how do they know when their host sticks his head in if the Yerks don't have eyes? In one of your books, you called the rank below Visser under-Visser. In another book, you called them sub-Visser. My favorite book is number 6, and my favorite character is Jake. Keep writing good books.
No one asked.
Aleandria, A wizard did it. No. Well, although I don't think I've ever gone into this at length, I think the Yeerks have a series of other senses they use in the pool, in particular touch and smell, much as ants do. Undervisor? Did I really? Oops. Thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm. So these are the famous palps that we've been discussing here.
Yeah, the Yeerks have palps, as you know, and they palp shit with them.
What do you think about palps?
Could you just say it for us?
Palps.
What do you think about this? K.A.S.M.R.
The Yeerky boys.
Okay. K, please. I was just joking.
We're going to talk about the genocide in Memphis.
Okay. All right. But we have thought about the Yeerk physiologist. That's interesting.
Yeah, we've done a lot of discussion on the palps in particular. But apparently their touch and smell is, I guess, similar to ants in some way.
Okay.
I don't know. Ants don't have palps though. I don't even think they have pedipalps.
I still don't really know what a palp is.
Well, it's what Yeerks have to sense with.
Okay.
They're palps.
Is it like those little, like around their mouth parts, like the little part that sticks out, like the orange part? They look like little fangs almost.
Wait, like a pedipalp or?
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck is it? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know what a pedipalp is. No, the pedipalp is like the thing. It's like the front pair of like pseudo legs. It's like halfway between a leg and like a sensory organ.
I thought palp was just short for pedipalp.
No.
That's two different things.
A pedipalp, that's why it's got the pedit on it from the foot.
Oh.
And I guess a palp is some kind of sensory organ or something, but I don't know.
Pedipalpatine.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. Now, Kay, you're not a huge Star Wars fan, as we know well from the series. So I don't think that palp was a reference to Palpatine. Could you confirm this?
Who's Palpatine?
Whoa.
Wow. Well, at this time, probably most people would just know the Emperor. That's a more common. I don't know if the Palpatine is as widely said.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, because we haven't gotten to the prequels yet.
Right. She knows they're coming, though. Are you excited for Phantom Menace, K.A.?
Sure. I'm sure it won't be disappointing.
Yeah. It's only a year away. It's exciting. Less than a year.
So many things to look forward to in the next few years from 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll probably this will probably be the thing that gets you into Star Wars, I think.
Yeah. It's got a lot of stuff that you like.
All right, so Chelsea here is also 13 years old. It's strange. None of these
they're all the same exact age.
None of them are 30.
That is weird.
Like,
none of them are 34-year-old men.
Yeah, what's going on there? I don't understand.
Reading these books.
But Chelsea loves animals and loves to read, especially Animorphs. Read from 1 to 18 to blah, blah, blah. You know all about that stuff. Few questions. Hope you don't mind answering them. First of all, where do you get your ideas for Animorphs? Also, do you know if number 3 of the Andalite Chronicles is going to be published separately? I have 1 and 2, but haven't been able to find 3, except for the book where it's all 3 in it, and it's kind of a waste to buy 1 and 2 again. Now, we don't know anything of this. I don't know what the hell this is. What is the favorite Animorphs you wrote? I like 4. Have you ever considered the Animorphs morphing humpback whales? I think that would be really cool.
Chelsea. Andalite Chronicles is only available now as a single book that unites all 3 of the books. Sorry, that 3-book thing was just for the book club. I get ideas from all over. Usually it's like, oh man, I need a new alien. What's cool? What's different? What haven't I done already? What hasn't Star Trek or Babylon 5 done already? How about a cool new morph? Better look through my animal books again. Clam? No, not a clam. What would I do with a clam? Squeeze Visser 3's tail? Think, Catherine. Hey, anteater. How about an anteater? Oh man, I'm already 2 days behind on my work. I'm gonna fail. I'm burned out. I got nothing. And then I have another cup of coffee and come up with something. Or else I go shopping. My favorite book currently is Hork Bajir Chronicles, which isn't out yet. But tomorrow, that could change.
Wow. Nice future reference.
Do I need to re-record any of that?
No, why would you,
perfect,
K.A.?
yeah.
Leave the technology to us, please.
We understand what it's like here. Okay. In the future.
there's so many thoughts swirling around in my head that it's hard to sort them out right away. I did remember something I forgot to say about the last question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Did they say something about morphing two animals together or something?
I don't believe so.
think they said it would be cool, but she didn't respond to that here.
Okay.
I know that question gets asked multiple times.
Oh, because I was thinking, because Ax morphs multiple human DNAs together.
Yes.
So maybe you can't do like a dolphin and a dog, but you could do 3 different dogs and make a mutt.
Now, spoilers, I know somewhere in here we get your answer to this, K, which is that the physiology is too different and you could end up like fucking it up. Like if you tried to do like a dolphin and a dog and you get the dolphin's blowhole and the dog's lungs and they don't line up inside you and you just die. So like you just can't, it's just not a thing you can do.
All right, so let's get back to this question.
Yeah, let's get back to this here.
What did they ask again?
Well, a lot of this this gives you some insight into K.A. Applegate's thought process, I think. Like when you are writing books now, a minor spoiler, put a pin in that anteater. When we get to a book with an anteater, we know how you were thinking when you wrote it.
But not a clam.
Right, no clam books.
A clam with a hat. That's a reference for me only.
Okay, good.
Now humpback whale, that happens. Doesn't that happen? Doesn't Cassie have a humpback whale, or is that a different whale?
Yeah. Cassie does have a humpback whale.
Okay. This is the Andalite Chronicles thing, though, because we were confused about that. Remember when we read Andalite Chronicles on Seropedia? By the way, K.A. Applegate, don't ever even, if you ever hear about anything called Seropedia, just turn the other direction.
It's a bad website.
Don't worry about it.
It's not good.
Shit.
It's just,
they had photos of the covers of the 3 separate books, and we were confused. Like, when did this exist? Why did this exist? Sounds like it was part of some special book club thing only. So I guess that is real. Like that happened.
Yeah, like there must have been something for a book club specifically.
Maybe a scholastic book club. Maybe.
Like if you wanted to buy it, maybe it was never in stores.
Maybe it was like through schools, like the book order thing that you didn't remember.
Yeah. Then I got yelled at about.
Yeah. Maybe it was that. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and I'm very happy to see that your favorite book is the Hork-Bajir Chronicles because that is my favorite book, as we all know. Now, John, you weren't quite as on board with that.
Well, no. Look, K.A.'s here. I love the Hork-Bajir Chronicles, so I don't know. You don't need to throw me under the bus like that. It's a great book, and it's the book that she wanted to write for years. I know that about you, K.A. And it's interesting also, I like that you think of yourself as Catherine in your head. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe I'll call you Catherine.
Oh, no?
No, stick with K.A. Miss Applegate. Mrs. Applegate. Are you a Ms.? She's probably a Ms.
I am married, yes.
Right, but I feel like in 1998, I know you are married, but some progressive women go by Ms. I don't know do women still do that? I don't talk to a lot of women. Certainly not married ones.
Yeah, same.
Imagine if you had Sophie doing this.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
All right. Can we go to another question?
All right. I'm going to skip a couple. There's like a double question here, Ms. Applegate. So this one covers a little bit of ground, but I think I need to, All right. Dear Catherine Alice Applegate, a.k.a. the cool person who writes Animorphs, I have some questions that have been bugging me. First off, you have never mentioned the names of planets besides Lyra. We can go over this again. Is the Andalite homeworld Andal or something? Can you send me the names of them? Okay, on to the second of my questions. Where do you live right now? I won't tell anyone, or any Yerks anyway. I'm on my way to Earth right now. If you ever attend any Planet Hollywoods or whatever, where will you make an appearance? I want to be there to get your autograph on my Megamorphs 2 copy because MM2 is the best book you have written. All right, those are my nice little questions. Thanks. Signed, Warrior Tahilik Harley Ashel of the Dome Ship Van Arks. Oh, and by the way, I got Tahilik and Harley and Ashel from number 18. Bye.
So creative these fans are. All right, Tahilik. I've been going with the old homeworld dodge on the theory that people don't make up names for their planets that match the name of their species. I mean, Earth isn't Humania, for example, although I guess it could be. I'm sticking with homeworld as a compromise. As for where I live, I ain't telling. I don't do public appearances, since those who gaze upon my countenance are turned to stone, and that's such a mess to clean up.
Okay, Applegate's funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I don't want to hear this bullshit anymore. This answer makes no sense, K.A. I'm sorry, but humans don't call it Humania, so therefore I won't name the planet at all? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just give it a name.
I think the issue would be what other aliens call the planet. For example, I don't necessarily know if we had other aliens that they would call us Earth. They might call us Humanalia, but we call ourselves Earth.
Sure. I won't press the issue. I could, but in the interest of time, and I know you're dejuicing, I don't want to. Yeah, I get it.
It makes sense.
Are you going to juice my gunk, Jonathan?
Okay, I will later because that's part of the process.
Right,
of the time matrix.
There is goop and gunk and lots of things like that going on.
Okay.
It's been a mess. The listeners don't need to know about the gunk.
If you've ever seen, do you remember there's like a part in the Nightmare Before Christmas where there's like a part where there's a guy who's really like drippy and gooey and he has like a long nose. You don't know what I'm talking about? Anyway,
sort of.
It's like that. You're like a gooey.
Because this is the guy that you've because recently we've been having discussions about Lord of the Rings off camera. This is the guy you were likening his nose to like Gandalf's, or is this a different guy?
Yeah, that might be the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the guy. I don't know. I just got it's near Halloween, so I've been thinking about all the Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas.
That makes sense. The time juice is sort of like that, but a little juicier.
So this is usually what we would do more of, K.A. We're trying to just not do it for you, is just talk about random bullshit that's not relevant.
Yeah, we need to stay on topic, but so Andre has a question here. When you talk about Z-space in book 18, you refer to N dimensions and seeing how a fourth dimensional creature would see us, to see our insides and outsides at the same time. Where did you read or hear this? I read it in hyperspace. This will probably never get answered because I doubt anyone will either, 1, care, or 2, think about it. Or it may get answered because of that reason. I guess I won't know yet.
What?
Wrong, Andre. I am going to answer. You know, I don't recall the names of the books where I first read about the notion of 4 or 5-dimensional beings looking at 3D humans. However, I know that part of the inspiration for the idea came from a book called Flatland that I gather was written in the Victorian era. In it, we see a 2-dimensional world where the Flatlanders can be imprisoned within squares, but freed by the supernatural powers of 3-dimensional creatures who simply lift the captive into the 3rd dimension. Fascinating stuff, and way over my head.
Okay.
Now, I believe I referenced Flatland at some point in this series when that description was happening.
Is this a book you've read?
Long time ago, like
but it's
20 years ago.
Not aimed at kids, is it?
No.
It's like one of the original sci-fi
Yeah,
things.
it brings a bell. I've never read it.
Yeah, no, it does a lot of these like 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional things, but it also has a lot of like weird stuff about like the structure of society when some things are triangles. That doesn't, it's not quite as like the hard sci-fi as you might imagine it to be.
As you know, I'm more sort of like a Grass person. The classic sci-fi novel Grass by Sherry something.
Yeah. No, I know you love Grass more than anything.
Yeah, and this is not I don't get confused. I know Grass is slang for the wacky tobacco, which by the way is legal in a lot of places now. So
oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever partake. Do you ever get a little creative, inspiration when you're writing? Do you ever do a little drinking, a little smoking?
I can't say certainly because it's not legal back in my time.
Okay.
But, I certainly know of many writers and artists who have a little chemical help from time to time.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia, am I right?
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we're all straight edge on this podcast.
Cheech? That guy.
What about that guy?
I bet he gets high before he writes.
Do you think so?
I think he does.
I've never gotten that impression.
I'm just saying, Chong, I think, does now.
How, really?
You're the opposite
I
way.
was going to say the opposite. I think it's Chong bringing that in.
Huh. Well,
why are we doing this?
Because I don't know, because K.A.'s here.
This is just how it is.
We're a little nervous around you, K.A. You're intimidating to us.
Understandable.
We've based our careers. We make a lot of money off this show.
Oh.
Yeah, around your series. So for us, this is very important.
I'm glad to have 34-year-old men as my fans.
I'm sure you are. Now, what about Shane
paying,
here? Shane here says at 15, he's one of your oldest fans.
Okay.
Not quite as old as us, but among, so Shane might be like the fourth oldest, and there's some other guy, and then there's us. But Shane has a couple questions. In Megamorphs 2, why did Tobias's wing not heal? Was it the time travel or the Elemist or what? Number 2, will Marco ever grow his hair back out? Number 3, why do Tobias and Ax alternate books? Number 4, is David the new Animorph permanent or temporary? Because at this point, the solution hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
We don't know what happens yet.
Okay.
And then number 5 is another question about that big red eye, which they abbreviate BRE here, which I don't really want. I would rather you not answer that one, K.A. But the other questions we can get answers to.
Fascinating.
People like this eye.
I like the BRE. Maybe that's like the fan term for it.
I think it is, yeah.
Well, Shane, you want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Or maybe you can. So.
Was that improv, or is that what K.A. You're really saying? No, K.A. said that. That's what K.A. said.
Yeah. That's what you think she's not.
No,
this is the real K.A.
This is the real
right.
K.A.
You are answering these questions off the top of the dome.
Yes. In MM2, why did Tobias's wing not heal? The Great Tobias's Wing debacle is an example of the Animorphs backstory getting so complicated that I can't keep it straight. I literally forgot that I had decided in earlier books that one's original form could be repaired by morphing. I wrote this whole big long series of scenes and only then realized I'd messed up, so I fudged. I invented an unspecified problem involving time travel. It never fails. Every time I do time travel, I manage to screw something up.
Because we're doing time travel right now.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to go wrong.
oh my God. She's fine, folks. She's fine.
Everything's okay.
Hey, please push through it. It's very important to answer these questions. The fate of our podcast depends on it.
Will Marco ever grow his hair back out? Another example of what we call serendipity. My editor, Tanya Terrific, called up one day and said, "Hey, the Marco cover model has short hair, but he's really cute. Do you think we could possibly?" And thus, Marco got a haircut.
Okay, just so you know, Marco, it's not cool to talk that way about minors right now, but just tread carefully, but keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. Tanya Terrific might get canceled.
Why do Tobias and Ax alternate books? I don't know why. It just sort of happened. I've been meaning to discuss that with Scholastic. Is David the new Animorph permanent or temporary?
So keep going. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm just going to blurt out my second best kept secret. The first being the location of the Animorphs, of course. Thank you for your question.
I like these people who are just like, can you tell me the ending of the next book, please? Like, they just want plot spoilers.
Yeah.
Like, she's just going to reveal that so no one has to buy the book. What do they want?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kids, I guess.
Yeah. It's too bad we didn't, this would have been a good video podcast because you were making some great faces during that whole Tobias debacle explanation, John.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, if you listen to our Megamorphs 2 episode, you know, kudos, I guess, to K.A. for being extremely honest that you just fucked up and that's what happened. Like, clearly you're under a lot of pressure. You have deadlines. You're writing 3 hours a day. You couldn't go back and rewrite it, I guess, but okay. It's all whatever. And well, there was more in there. What else? There was something else to chew on. You got to remind me. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty of that. There's more about Marco. So we do confirm here.
Another flub.
we confirm here that Marco, the model having short hair, is like what causes the haircut in the books. I don't know if we were speculating about that before.
I forgot that he even got a hair. It's not like they mentioned it anymore after it happened.
Yeah, no, but it was great when it happened.
It's funny that this person, that really made an impact to them. Mm-hmm. That's like a big deal.
Yeah, no, I don't remember ever hearing about Tanya Terrific before.
Tanya Terrific.
Like, is this... You know, K. Applegate, this is a real person, Tanya Terrific?
I think I've seen her maybe on Pornhub.
Don't worry about it. You can ignore that part.
Yeah, porn means something different now. And so does hub.
This might be her.
What do you mean might be?
Tanya Terrific might be on Instagram.
Yeah.
The editor from Scholastic?
No, she's too young.
Oh, I was going to say, how could there be more than one Tanya Terrific?
It's a different Tanya Terrific.
I guess if your name starts with a T, maybe that's just something you do.
Yeah, I get it. It makes sense. And it does seem that, so you've answered Tobias and Ax alternating books.
Oh, yeah.
And discussing that with Scholastic. So, like, do you not...
It's not, you don't get to decide.
Yeah, do you not get to decide which books go when?
This is something, unfortunately, that happens quite a lot with corporate or anything when you're dealing with companies. Sometimes things won't go out in the right order. They have their reasons. I don't always agree, but that is unfortunately the truth.
Wait, so you're saying maybe these books released not chronologically?
Line?
Oh, let me get some juice.
Get some juice in you.
My guess is that Scholastic told her to alternate the books.
Right. Okay.
Like past
You're getting confused. Yeah, the other you. It's okay, Kay. We understand. Now, do Ax and Tobias books alternate? That's not really what the right way to say that.
Yeah, no, it's because it's more like
Tobias is every three.
So,
every book ending in 3 is Tobias.
Yeah.
Right?
So anytime you have they're all going by the mod 5, right? So if you divide the book number by 5, the remainder is going to be the same. But Tobias and Ax only do every other one.
You are losing her.
I don't like math.
So like, for example, Jake is books 11 and 16, right? Rachel's books 12 and 17, but Tobias is 13 and Ax is 18. So like where they alternate their position, you know what I mean, in the 6-book cycle or the 5-book cycle rather.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess because I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great way to describe that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, in my head, I'm just like, yeah, I didn't really think of it. But wait, after Tobias, there isn't an Ax? Still?
No. What? No.
What you say that like I should know the order? Like I would
We're on
know.
book 22.
Yes, but when you read
There's
one
5 books in between every
apart,
Tobias and every
I'm not
Ax.
remembering. In my head, I assumed it was Jake, whatever the order is, Jake, Rachel,
Tobias or Ax, either one. Then Cassie, then Marco.
But see, because Ax wasn't added until what, book 6?
Book 4.
But it wasn't added as a POV, I mean.
Oh, yeah, then book 8, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just thought they just inserted Tobias in every 3 and then just continued with wherever the line was from there.
No, Ax is every book ending in 8, and Tobias is every book ending in 3.
I'm not going to fucking pay attention to this. I don't know this.
But you have to go like a month every time you read a Tobias book. It's a month until you get an Ax book.
Tobias. I didn't realize Ax was that seldom. I thought he was just in the rotation normal.
We've only done 2 Ax books.
Yeah, but we read these books like week to week. I forget who the last one was. I'm not remembering.
I'm learning new things.
And Ax joined late, so I don't remember. Plus, there's Megamorphs in there where Ax is narrating. So, like, I'm not that big of a nerd. Like, this is the kind of fan you want, or like the cool guy? How do you feel about
this, K.A.S.U.s?
Gentlemen, the time matrix is getting unstable.
Okay,
I only have so much longer.
All right,
no,
fine.
Oh no,
it's fine. We've got time. Let's ask another fucking question.
All right. This next one, I like one of your answers, but I think we're gonna probably skip that one.
Oh, good. The listeners love when you say this is good, but
there's
we're not
just a point
where
where you messed up, Kay, and you answered that you hate it when Cassie makes mistakes like that, which I thought was very funny. But they're just not that interesting here. There's a number of questions. Matt here has a number of questions. Let's just do the last one because that's the main one that I want to. Or no, not the last one. The fourth one, the one about the chi. Number 4. One of Matt's questions is, how did the Chi get the supplies to build their super base / hideout, support the dogs, and still live normal lives with everyday average jobs? And of course, K. Applegate, you know all about the Chi.
Of course I do. So the Chi are very powerful, and they've lived a long, long time. It would be easy for them to amass a staggering fortune. They could have bought paintings direct from Van Gogh, or picked up some bargain real estate in Manhattan, or purchased stock in IBM back when the company was founded.
And maybe they did, I guess.
Yeah.
What you're implying. Okay.
To me, this feels like it's probably canon, right? That the Chi are like initial stockholders on IBM.
They did something. Did they? They don't time travel.
No.
So they're not. They don't have future knowledge.
No.
They were just really good investors.
Right. Well, they saw. Well, you may recall. That a lot of the early computing technology on Earth was due to a man named Alan Fangor, along with his friends Bill and Steve.
Right.
If you recall. So it's possible that the Chi's saw some of that and said, "Oh, that kind of looks more advanced than what we've seen before. That's a good thing to put stock into."
Okay.
It's got like prints of aliens all over them.
Okay, so they kind of have some. They're good at speculating on technology. Techulating, I call it. Okay, that makes sense. Sure, I buy it.
Yeah. So let's look at a couple more of these. Christina here says she is 13 years old. She'll be in 8th grade next year, and she's the only person her entire grade that reads your books. But I don't care because your books are awesome. Also, okay, I have a few questions to ask you.
You're very unpopular with my friends.
It would mean a lot to me if you answered them. Are the kids on the cover of the books real books? Is Marco's mom alive? I've only read books 1 through 17, so I might find out in other books, but I'm really dying to know. When Ax is in human morph, why can't he use thought speak? Or does he just want to appear like a normal human? No offense, Ax. In Megamorphs 1, The Andalite's Gift, it says that when Rachel demorphed from the bear, the scraths and scrapes? I think this might be a typo.
Scratches. Might
be scratches and scrapes I'd gotten from walking barefoot through the woods were gone. I was renewed. But in Megamorphs 2, in the time of the dinosaurs, when Tobias broke his wing, it wasn't healed. Can you explain this to me? That's all the questions I have for you.
Hi, Christina. First of all, there's no age limit on books. Just because they say 9 to 13 at the bookstore, you shouldn't take that seriously.
Yeah, so it's okay for us.
Yeah.
I don't write the books thinking, I sure hope no 15-year-olds get a hold of this. I write Animorphs hoping and expecting that people will like them. People, not 11-year-old people or 20-year-old people, white or black people, male or female people, just people. You seem to be people to me, so I guess it's okay if you read Animorphs.
I noticed you went all the way up to 20, but not to 34.
There's a limit, even to my kindness.
Uh-oh.
1. Are the kids that are on the cover of the books real kids? I think, yes. I believe they use actual models. Is Marco's mom alive?
Oh, no.
This would be in the category of things I can't tell you because they involve future books. Hint, hint. When Ax is in human morph, why can't he use thought speak?
Why can't he use thought speak, K.A.?
Thought speak. He can use thought speak. He just thinks it's fun to use his human mouth.
Huh.
And, of course, the Marco wing situation.
Now, you said that this is known as something in your answer here.
Well, as I mentioned in an earlier answer, this is what's known as the K.A. Applegate screws up. Of course, the alternate explanation is that time travel, especially when it involved millions of years, has unpredictable side effects that may alter the rules of morphing.
Now, I've seen K.A. Applegate screws up abbreviated as a K.A.S.U. before.
I love that. Oh, we're gonna start using K.A.S.U.
Yeah, we got to make sure we start using. I just wanted to make sure that we've got you on record saying that K.A.S.U. is a term.
Yeah, was that the end of the answer?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what we got there.
Okay, yeah, K.A.S.U. is good. K.A.S.U. is our shorthand for the Elemist did it or the wizard did it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that the K.A. is getting shit for this.
Mhm.
Like even the 13-year-olds are like, this is bullshit. I'm with them. No offense, K.A. But yeah. I don't know what else. What else is in there? You got to help me out because as soon as the answer's done, there's each one of these kids asks 8 fucking questions. Right? I can't remember what they asked.
A couple of other things. Things about Marco's mom maybe hinted to be alive here.
Do we not know she's alive right now?
Yeah, we don't. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, we know. But
Rachel said she saw her leaving, but she might have just been making Marco feel better.
We'll say we haven't. I did expect to see her a lot more often. We haven't seen Visser 1 in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
We were busy last Marco book with David.
Right,
so,
right. Right.
We got to wait till 25 or 30 or something.
I get that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Room to breathe. Keep the questions coming.
Okay.
Or your own thoughts about these questions that I can't remember they asked.
No, I think the interesting parts of these definitely get covered here. Now, this is one that might be helpful to you, Jonathan, because you often are worried about the fact that these books are sort of written from a perspective as though we're supposed to be reading them at the same time, and aren't they going to give themselves away?
Yeah. The thematic, the realism of the framing device, sometimes I find troublesome.
Yeah, so this person says, I think that the Yeerks would already know that the Animorphs are human. At the beginning of every book, you start out saying that we can't tell you who we are or where we live, but you drop hints about it all the time. Like it's been told that they live by the ocean and that it's a very wooded area. Plus, if Visser 3 hates Elfangor so much, do you think he'll remember where he finally killed him or where the first Hork-Bajir escaped? Yours, person with too much time on his hands.
Well, person with too much time, yes, you make some good points. However, you need to bear in mind the possibility that the Animorphs and I have used subtle means of deception. For example, how do you know the hints I drop are all true? Maybe I changed the settings in a deliberate effort to deceive the Yeerks.
Okay.
So we might not, this might be an unreliable narrator situation.
Okay. Total bullshit.
You don't believe the unreliable narrator story?
No, sorry, K.A. This is absolutely, it does not make sense. I mean, this is a...
K.A.S.U.?
Yeah, that's right. I want some chicken K.A.S.U. Kind of a political response, like answers the question without actually answering anything. Because forget about there's multiple times in every book there are locations that the Yeerks would know. What is this?
What if the entire book is a fictional series within a real universe and something like this is happening?
How would the detail change? They know where the construction site is. So
that's just not what happened at all.
What's she saying?
Something completely different happened, but it's like that.
But wouldn't they know where that was?
Well, it's not even close to the same thing.
And the Yeerks aren't even aliens. They're actually like, this is about something else.
Right. Maybe Elfangor was...
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. Canonically, these books aren't real.
It's a good thing for K.A. that this is not a back and forth live conversation. We have her here now, but I'm not going to berate her. She's a guest on our podcast. But if that weren't the case, if there weren't other considerations to be made, I would be playing hardball more. I'd be going Chris Matthews on her ass. Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Joe
Rogan on our ass.
I feel you on that. Because I do agree. I don't think that there are really that many ways of saying that the books are whether they're unreliable or not. Listen, K.A.
If anything,
you wrote the book. It's not my fault.
Kudos to K.A. for she didn't have to choose to answer these questions.
That's true.
She could easily just bypass them. I got to give credit for acknowledging that people are like, what the fuck? So
yeah, I'm going to skip the next two here. Is that what they are? Yeah, the next two. And I think maybe we'll do these bullet pointed ones, one bullet point at a time here.
Okay.
So Josh here is going to say, I'd just like to start by saying your books are great. Favorite character's Tobias because he's a lot like me. Well, I don't mean that he's a lot like me because he's a hawk. But I have just a few questions for you. So first question here, why do you keep saying there's only one Ellimist in the answers to your questions? When that one Ellimist took Elfangor back to his dome ship from Earth in the Andalite Chronicles, I thought that it said that there was more the Ellimists, were fighting against someone old than even them.
What if so? How much did you just even decided to do more look like?
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
No, there is an ongoing question as to whether there are multiple Ellimists or just one, or more to the point, whether it matters to the Ellimist. Maybe to the Ellimist, there's no real difference between one and many. Maybe there are more than one, yet all are one, or some such thing. Or maybe I haven't decided for sure, and I'm keeping the question open because someday I hope to write an Ellimist Chronicles book where I'll tell the whole story.
Okay.
Now, what's funny about this is that this sounds like a bullshit politics answer, and it is, but it's also the answer that I've been giving to you, John, this whole time, because it turns out to be the right answer.
Yeah, I'm assuming Ellimist. But here's the thing. At this point maybe this is what they said. At this point in the books, they've explicitly said there's a race of Ellimists. Like, that's been said. I think the Ellimist said it. Like, it may not be true, or it may be wrong canonically later on, but that has been said. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong? Like, I think they've said that.
They have said that. I don't quite recall which characters.
Like, at least 2 or 3 times that's been said. I remember it. I remember seeing that and marking it in my brain.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to figure that out.
No. Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe you can weigh in on where your mind is here, because it does seem like this is not quite decided yet.
This feels like a one god versus many. So I don't know.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I do like to keep certain things open-ended for the possibility to build more on later.
Well, and we are going to get that.
Yeah,
you do write the Ellimist Chronicles, K.A.
Right, unlike the Taxon Chronicles.
Right, much to the chagrin of sickos.
Yeah. Question 2, Josh asks, why are the Hork-Bajir being secret, or why are the Yeerks being secret about their invasion on Earth when they weren't on the Hork-Bajir world or on the Lyran, or the Laren, I think that's how you spell it, world. He didn't spell it right.
Did they spell it right the first time?
No.
Okay.
The human population is more numerous than the Hork-Bajir. Humans are also...
No, go on.
Yeah, keep going.
What's the Hork du jour?
Yeah. Hork-Bajir. Humans are also more technological.
That's not how you said you say it, but go on. It's all right. You're the author. It's whatever you say. Go ahead.
Yeah, word of God. This is going to affect how we do this podcast from now on. So, you know, lots of pressure.
The human population is more numerous than the honky tonk. Humans are also more technologically advanced. Right?
What?
Or that's the name of the species.
Yes, the honky tonk.
The Hork du jour, the honky tonk.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Humans are also more technologically advanced and frankly more warlike than the Hork-Bajir. We'd be able to resist with some effectiveness, maybe even win an open war. Remember, the Yeerks don't want to pull an Independence Day and wipe us out from orbit. They are parasites. They need us alive. As for the Lyrans, the Yeerks tried to be sneaky, but that's hard to pull off when the victims are psychic.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I think that
makes sense.
I think that's reasonable.
I love how you two are judging every single answer I give.
Yeah, it's helpful.
I think this is more for your benefit, so that when we return you, you'll know how you should change things.
Yeah, like in the past, I believe some of our suggestions made it back in time.
They did.
Yeah, and helped the book. So this will help as well.
By the way, this might blow your mind a little bit. They actually make a sequel to Independence Day.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay.
So it's like 20 or 30 years later, but you know Brent Spiner.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you love him.
I love Data.
Yeah, well, he's in it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So you're going to be a big fan.
Wonderful.
And they tease the third one. I'll just say that. So get ready.
I'm ready.
I think that's going to come out sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure, because we all know you're a huge sci-fi fan.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that just came out, and that's Independence Day, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That's for you. That's new.
Yes.
For us, that's now a classic old movie.
Wonderful.
Yeah, just a little fun for you.
Yeah, just a little fun fact.
Does anyone ask about the pop culture references? That's what I want to
Yeah, I don't see a lot of that. Maybe that's just not on the kids' minds.
Because back then,
here.
it's just, they're like, yeah, that's the shit outside.
Yeah, that's just normal.
Why wouldn't you talk about it?
Yeah. Now, I'm only going to do, he's got 3 more questions. I'm just going to do number 4 here because I don't think they're that helpful. But number 4, he asks, why did Chapman want to become a controller in the Andalite Chronicles, but he fought against it just before he became one later?
In the intervening time he grew up, the memory of the Andalite Chronicles was wiped away.
So we do get confirmation this is the same Chapman.
Okay.
Like word of God here.
Same Chapman, but he lost his memory.
Yeah, and I think that was in the books, but it's sort of like confirmed what we were looking at here.
But he still like was a dick.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't like lose his personality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so which on that just further makes you ask, then why was it even him anyway? And I think K.A. would say the answer is, I don't know. K.A., what the fuck? Why'd you put Chapman in that book?
I wanted to test out his character and see where his characterization would go. Just because you don't remember something doesn't mean it hasn't influenced you.
Oh, maybe subconsciously.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we've really done anything with Chapman since that book.
He has hardly appeared at all.
Did you decide after that test that he wasn't worth using?
I decided after this interview.
Uh-oh.
We've messed things up.
Fucked it up again.
Yeah, we shouldn't have tried the time travel. We were warned.
I think that's maybe a sign we should start to wrap up with.
Oh yeah, I've only got one question here, although it has a lot of parts to it.
Okay, let's finish with that one.
Yeah. So Justin S, age 10 here. Number 1 biggest fan. Name is Justin S. My nickname is JT. Have all your books, blah, blah, blah. Read Megamorphs 2 in under 2 days.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. That's how long it took us to do Megamorphs 2.
Yeah, that's how long it took us to discuss it.
Yeah. All right. So number 1. This is just the kid being an idiot.
Come on now.
Yeah, well,
these kids are adults now. How old are they now? They're like they're our age.
Yeah, that's right. Well, just instead, just
a few
asking.
years older.
In number 11, chapter 19, 6 says 6:49 p.m. Chapter 20 says 6:05 p.m. And if you remember in that book, it was the time travel back and forth.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, she's just being stupid here. He also has number 2. Can you mix morphs?
In theory, you could, as Ax did when he mixed DNA from the kids to create his inhuman morph. But in practice, it would be messy and possibly fatal. After all, morphs are often unpredictable. Imagine something, say, half crocodile and half bear. Would it be warm-blooded or cold? Or what if you tried mixing a flea and a tiger? The resulting monster could not possibly survive.
Yeah, and related question number 3, if so, will they mix them like a tiger and a shark?
A good example, mix tiger and shark, and would the result breathe through lungs or gills? Would it swim or run? Who knows?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's a thorough. I'm interested. It feels like there are a lot of kids asking, "Hey, can I mix animals?"
This makes sense because I feel like that's what kids they want to like their toys. It's like Transformers. It's like, what if it transformed into this and that? And what they're thinking about all these weird creative ideas because that's what you do when you're a kid. I get that instinct.
Yeah. No, I feel that it just feels like this. It's interesting because for me, I was always reading this and it's like, oh, you give us all these different alien worlds, the Hork-Bajir, the Lear world, and whatever. You can make up any alien you want and like any crazy thing. And so then the thought is, oh, what if you combined a tiger and a shark? Like, just make a new alien,
I like that it can be fatal.
Yeah.
Morphing can just kill you.
Yeah. I could feel it if you try. What the hell is the name of that maneuver? That the one that Ax does? I knew it at one point. It's
to do what?
To combine all the morph.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever. The Frolus maneuver. If you did a Frolus maneuver on a croc and a bear, yeah.
Isn't a crocodile bear like isn't that one of those memes of like epic bacon t-shirts of
it sounds
bear
like
croc?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you could try to do like an owl bear like D&D or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, you like D&D?
I believe it's witchcraft. I do love D&D.
Oh, good. I thought you might. In the future, there's Animorphs. There's fan-made Animorphs D&D likes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Maybe we'll get you to play one of those with us.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see
Your DM.
I can't wait to see the creativity of my fans.
We'll stock up on that time juice for that one.
I just want to ask you one question before we go, which I'd love to hear any thoughts you have at all about Juan and Terry. Go.
Who?
Oh, that is very
Oh,
disappointing. That really upsets me.
Oh, no.
When you go back to your own time, just think about the Juan and Terry Chronicles. Put that in your head.
Yeah. Juan and Terry Chronicles, I think, is what we want here.
Are Juan and Terry your Sonas?
No, the famous characters from book, I think, 6?
6 or 7 or 8.
Pretty sure it's 6.
I don't know. You would know whichever one fucking Jake did.
Yeah, it's 6.
Yeah, so of course everyone knows it's 6.
Okay. Yeah, book 6.
Yeah,
Is it
everyone
Juan
knows
and Terry?
that. Yeah, Juan and Terry.
Yeah, world famous.
Yeah, they're
best characters in the book.
I mean, I guess you don't remember because the time
Reams of
stream,
literature.
Because you wouldn't remember them. They're really memorable. Nothing's coming up in your brain, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. It's all right.
That's too bad.
Appreciate you trying.
Yeah, Justin S has some more questions, but they're dumb.
All right. So I think that we could pop you back in the time matrix.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty productive use of the time matrix. I'm really glad that we went with these interviews as opposed to, something boring or stupid like killing baby Hitler.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if K.A. or Cassie would be pro killing baby Hitler.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even want to morph into Hitler.
Well, maybe consider writing a book, K.A., about whether it's ethical to kill baby Hitler in the Animorph series. We'll just put that idea.
It absolutely is.
Well, let's see. We'll see what happens when we explore it in the book.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree. Well,
you aren't the author, are you?
Well, K.A. By the way, another thing I forgot. I liked when someone said like Catherine A.K.A., but they didn't like. You could say A.K.A. K.A. Like you could say I'm Catherine Applegate, A.K.A. K.A.
How do you feel about him when he gets like this?
Tell me that's not cool.
I begrudgingly admit that you're right while being annoyed at you.
All right. Okay, Applegate, anything you want to plug? You don't know this yet, but you have like a new book called Doggo and Pupper, and there's the one and only Ruby. So you might want to plug those right now because in the future those will be selling.
Please buy my books.
Great.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. And thanks listeners for joining us. It's been really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next week, we're going to be doing some fan fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something I'd love to hear Kay's take on maybe next time you're on the show. But you'll stay tuned for that. We're still not going back into normal books for a couple of weeks. So you got to hang on tight, listeners. If you'd like to send us a question, maybe you got a question for K.A. for down the line a few months from now, email us, theyerkyboys@gmail.com. Could be anything about Animorphs you'd like. We'll discuss it. And also you can follow me. My website is jonathanestis.com. You can also find me on socials. I do stuff.
Yeah, and you can find me on Blue Sky at Dog Times. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Tune in next time when we will be journeying into the world of fan fiction here on The Yerky Boys.
Better listen to it.
Thanks.